Every new morning is not just another day, it is another chance. A chance to rise, a chance to correct yesterday's mistakes, a chance to live with more clarity, peace, and purpose. The sun rises not only outside in the sky, it must rise within us too. The real morning begins not when the clock says it's 6 a.m., but when our heart awakens to gratitude, discipline, and divine connection. Every new morning is not just another day, it is another chance. A chance to rise, a chance to correct yesterday's mistakes, a chance to live with more clarity, peace, and purpose. The sun rises not only outside in the sky, it must rise within us too. The real morning begins not when the clock says it's 6 a.m., but when our heart awakens to gratitude, discipline, and divine connection. Gratitude is one of the most powerful emotions a human being can cultivate, and yet, it is the one that we often overlook the most. Most of us wake up in the morning, and the very first thought that runs through our mind is not of thankfulness, but of complaints. We think about how tired we still feel, how we don't want to go to work, how the weather is not to our liking, or how we already feel behind in life. But imagine this, the moment you open your eyes in the morning, you have already received the greatest gift possible, the gift of another day of life. There are people who went to bed last night but did not wake up today. You did. That alone is a miracle. If we can start our day by being conscious of this gift, our entire attitude shifts. When we wake up with gratitude, the world looks different. Gratitude is not about ignoring the challenges in our lives. It is not about pretending everything is perfect. Gratitude is about recognizing that even in imperfection, there are blessings. When you breathe in the fresh morning air, that is a blessing. When you can see the sunlight through your window, that is a blessing. When you can hear the voice of a loved one, that is a blessing. Even when things are not going well, there is always something to be thankful for. Gratitude is not found in having everything, it is found in appreciating whatever you already have. Think of a simple daily example. Two people wake up on the same morning. The first one looks at the time, groans, and says, "Oh no, I have to get up again. Another stressful day ahead." The second person, with the same responsibilities, the same challenges, wakes up and whispers, "Thank you, God, for giving me another day. Thank you for my breath. Thank you for my family. Thank you for this chance to live again." Who do you think walks out of their home with more energy, more peace, and more positivity? The one who begins with gratitude. Because gratitude transforms your state of mind even before the day begins. There's a beautiful truth. We often wait for big things to happen in order to feel grateful. We think, when I get that promotion, then I'll be thankful. When I buy my dream house, then I'll be happy. When everything in life is perfect, then I'll feel gratitude. But life doesn't work that way. Gratitude is not the result of happiness, it is the cause of happiness. It is not what we get at the end of achieving something, it is what fuels us to live joyfully while we are still on the journey. If we cannot appreciate the small blessings we already have, we will not appreciate the bigger blessings even when they come. Let me give you another example. Imagine a person walking outside on a rainy day. One person grumbles, "Why does it always rain when I need to go out? My clothes will get wet, the roads will be muddy. It's such an inconvenience." Another person, walking on the same road, smiles and says, "What a beautiful rain. The earth is being nourished, the plants are drinking, and the air feels so fresh. Thank you, God, for this rain." The situation is the same, but the perspective is different. Gratitude does not change the weather, It changes the way you experience the weather. In life, gratitude doesn't remove challenges, but it changes the way you walk through them, with strength instead of frustration, with peace instead of anxiety. When we begin our mornings with gratitude, we set a vibration of positivity for the whole day. Science has proven that gratitude releases chemicals in our brain, dopamine and serotonin, that naturally make us feel lighter and happier. But beyond science, gratitude nourishes our soul. It reminds us that we are cared for, that life is a gift, and that God is watching over us. Instead of being restless and envious of what others have, we feel content with what is already in our hands. This contentment becomes the foundation of real inner peace. So how can we practice this in daily life? One simple way is to start a gratitude journal. As soon as you wake up, write down 3 things you are thankful for. They don't have to be big. It could be, I am thankful for my health. I am thankful for my family. I am thankful for the opportunity to learn today. Doing this every morning trains your mind to notice blessings instead of problems. Another way is, before even stepping out of bed, simply say a small prayer. Thank you for this breath. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this chance to live with purpose. These small actions may seem simple, but they carry deep power. My friends, gratitude is like a magnet. The more thankful you are for what you have, the more reasons life gives you to be thankful for. But the opposite is also true. The more you complain, the more reasons you will find to complain about. Gratitude is not just a ritual, it is a lens. And whichever lens you choose in the morning determines the way you will see the rest of your day. So tomorrow when you wake up, don't rush to your phone, don't rush to your worries. Just pause, take a deep breath, smile, and remind yourself, I have been given another day. I am alive. I am blessed. That one simple moment of gratitude has the power to transform not just your morning, but your entire life. Connection with the divine is not something reserved for saints, monks, or spiritual leaders. It is for each one of us. Every single morning, just like a phone needs to be charged daily to function, our mind and soul also need charging. If we do not connect with the divine first thing in the morning, we step into the day with a battery that is half empty. And when the world throws challenges, negativity, and stress at us, we run out of strength quickly. But if we begin by plugging into the source of infinite energy, wisdom, and love, that is, God, we walk into the world with calmness, clarity, and unshakable strength. Think about it. Before we even begin our day, we already know that challenges are waiting. Emails, deadlines, expectations, misunderstandings, temptations. All of these things come at us as soon as we step outside. If we don't prepare our mind and spirit, it's like going into battle without armor. But when we spend a few minutes in divine connection, through prayer, meditation, chanting, or simply sitting quietly in remembrance, we are putting on our spiritual armor. We are saying to the world, yes, difficulties will come, but I am ready. My heart is anchored in something higher than the chaos around me. Imagine a river. On the surface, the river is noisy and restless. Waves crash, currents pull, and storms disturb the flow. But deep at the bottom of the river, the water is calm, silent, and stable. Life is the same. The surface of our life is full of noise, arguments, tasks, distractions, endless demands. But if we dive deep within ourselves and connect to the divine, we find that calmness, that silence, that strength which cannot be shaken by the surface storms. Morning connection with God helps us dive deeper each day, so no matter what storms come, our core remains peaceful. Let me share a simple daily example. Picture two people stuck in traffic. The first person is restless, honking the horn, cursing under their breath, sweating with irritation. The second person, also in traffic, is calm. They play devotional music, they breathe slowly, they smile, and they accept the situation. What is the difference? The second person began their day by connecting with the divine. That inner peace travels with them everywhere, even into traffic. The first person did not. They may have started their day rushing, worrying, scrolling through negative news on their phone. As a result, they carry chaos within them. And everything outside becomes a trigger. This is the difference divine connection makes. It doesn't remove traffic, but it removes your inner turbulence. Another way to understand this is by looking at our phones again. Every morning, most of us are in a hurry to check notifications, messages, or social media. But what if instead of checking the world's messages, we first checked God's message? What if, instead of reading what everyone else wants from us, we first listen to what the divine is whispering within us? That whisper says, "Be patient today, be kind today, you are not alone, I am with you." When you hear that voice in the morning, every situation of the day is faced with more maturity and strength. Connecting with the divine does not always mean long rituals. Even a few minutes can change everything. Just close your eyes, sit straight, take a deep breath, and repeat the name of God, or read a few verses from a holy text, or simply fold your hands and say, "Thank you for this life, please guide me today." These simple acts, done sincerely, have the power to align your mind with God's will. And when your will aligns with God's will, you stop fighting with life, you start flowing with it. One more daily life example. Think of a child holding a parent's hand while crossing a busy road. The cars are speeding, the horns are loud, the street is dangerous. But the child is not afraid because they know their parent is holding their hand tightly. That is exactly what connecting with the divine feels like. The world is noisy, unpredictable, and sometimes frightening. But when you start your morning with God, you feel as though an invisible hand is guiding you, protecting you, and holding you steady, no matter how chaotic the street of life becomes. And what is the result of this practice? People who connect with the divine every morning radiate a certain energy. Have you noticed it? They walk with calmness, they speak with kindness. They don't get shaken by small issues. Others wonder, how do you stay so peaceful? How do you smile even in tough times? The secret is their daily connection with the higher source. They don't rely only on their limited human strength. They draw from the unlimited power of God that makes them unbreakable in spirit. My friends, if we can dedicate even 10 minutes each morning to divine connection, our lives will change. Think of it as the difference between trying to sail a boat with no wind versus raising your sails and letting the wind carry you forward. Our human effort is important, but without divine support, it feels heavy and tiring. When we connect with God in the morning, we raise our sails and the divine wind pushes us forward with ease. So tomorrow, instead of rushing straight into the noise of the world, take a few minutes of silence. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, remember the divine. Surrender your day into God's hands. Say, "Guide me, strengthen me, protect me." You will notice the difference, not only in how your morning feels, but in how your entire day unfolds. The storms will still come, but now you will walk through them with the calmness of the deep river, with the confidence of a child holding the parent's hand, and with the light of God shining within you. That is the power of connecting with the divine every morning. Every morning, before you step into the world, you must remind yourself why you are here. Life is not just about waking up, eating, working, and sleeping again. If that is all we do, then we are living like machines, switching on in the morning and switching off at night. But we are not machines. We are human beings, blessed with consciousness, blessed with the ability to think, reflect, and create. That is why affirming your purpose every morning is so powerful. It prevents you from drifting through the day without direction. It helps you walk with clarity, with meaning, and with strength. Imagine waking up and not knowing why you are alive. Such a person spends the day reacting to whatever comes their way. Sometimes happy, sometimes angry, sometimes lost. But when you begin your day by affirming your purpose, you are no longer drifting. You are driving. You are no longer waiting for life to push you. You are taking charge of where you want to go. Purpose is like the compass of your life. If you set it every morning, no matter how many distractions come, you will still walk in the right direction. Think of a simple daily example. Suppose two students go to school. One is there only because their parents forced them, and they sit through the class with no focus. The other student goes with a purpose. I want to learn, I want to grow, I want to use this knowledge to make a difference. Who do you think absorbs more, learns more, and enjoys more? Obviously, the one with purpose. Life is exactly the same. If you live without purpose, everything feels like a burden. But if you live with purpose, even difficulties feel like part of the mission. So, how do we affirm our purpose in the morning? Start by asking yourself simple but deep questions. Why am I alive today? What is the meaning of my existence? How can I use this day to grow, to serve, to live better? The answers may not always come immediately, but even asking the questions wakes up your inner awareness. You begin to remember that your life is not random. It has meaning. Affirmations are a practical tool here. Every morning, stand in front of the mirror and speak to yourself with confidence. I am alive for a reason. I am strong. I am capable. God has given me this day for growth. I will make today meaningful. At first, these words may feel simple, but slowly they will sink into your subconscious mind. And once your subconscious accepts them, your actions throughout the day begin to reflect that belief. Here's another daily example. A person wakes up and thinks, another boring day. I don't feel like doing anything. Life is meaningless. They drag themselves out of bed, go through the motions, and feel exhausted by evening. Another person wakes up, stretches, smiles, and says, today I will live with strength. Today I will face challenges bravely. Today I will learn and grow. My life has meaning. That person walks into the same world, but their energy, attitude, and results are completely different. That is the miracle of affirming your purpose. Purpose also protects you from being consumed by small problems. Imagine someone who knows they are running a marathon. They don't stop and cry when they face a small pebble on the road. They keep running because they know the bigger goal. Similarly, when you affirm your life's purpose every morning, you don't waste your energy on petty fights, on gossip, on unnecessary stress. You remain focused because you know you are running a bigger race. Sometimes people say, but I don't know my ultimate purpose in life. That is okay. Start small. Even if you don't know your life's grand mission, you can affirm a simple purpose each day. For example, my purpose today is to learn something new. Or, my purpose today is to be kind to at least one person. Or, my purpose today is to work with full sincerity. These small daily purposes, when lived consistently, lead you step by step towards your higher calling. Think of an artist painting a masterpiece. They don't complete it in one stroke. They add small strokes every day. Similarly, your daily purpose is like a stroke of paint. Over time, it creates the masterpiece of your life. But if you skip affirming purpose every morning, your strokes are random, and the painting of your life becomes confusing. With purpose, the picture becomes clear, meaningful, and beautiful. There's also a spiritual dimension to purpose. When you affirm your purpose, you are reminding yourself that your life is not just about yourself. It is also about service, contribution, and connection with God. The highest purpose is to grow in wisdom and to serve others with love. Even affirming this every morning changes your actions. Instead of asking, "What can I get from the world today?" you start asking, "What can I give to the world today?" And that simple shift makes your life more joyful and fulfilling. So tomorrow, before you rush into the noise of the day, pause. Close your eyes. Place your hand on your heart and say to yourself, "I am alive for a reason. I will make today meaningful. I will not waste my time. I will walk with clarity, courage, and compassion." This small practice will give you strength when challenges come, patience when delays happen, and joy when blessings arrive. Affirming your purpose is like lighting a lamp in the morning. No matter how dark the world may seem, your lamp will guide your steps. And when you keep lighting this lamp every morning, day after day, your life itself becomes a beacon of light for others. Your body is the vehicle through which you experience life. No matter how brilliant your mind is, no matter how deep your spiritual insights are, if your body is weak, you cannot express your potential fully. That is why moving your body every morning is not just about physical health. It is about energizing your soul, preparing your mind, and aligning your spirit with vitality. Think about this. When you wake up, your body is stiff, your blood circulation is slow, and your energy is still low from the night's rest. If you immediately jump into your tasks without activating your body, you carry that dullness into your entire day. But the moment you stretch, move, and allow your muscles to wake up, your body releases energy. It's as if you have turned on the engine of your life. And when the engine runs smoothly, the journey of your day feels effortless. We often underestimate how closely the body and the mind are connected. When your body feels lazy, your thoughts also become lazy. When your body feels heavy, your emotions also feel heavy. But when your body feels light and active, your mind feels sharp and clear. This is why great leaders, thinkers, and spiritual teachers have always emphasized the importance of morning movement. It is not about building six-pack abs or running marathons. It is about creating harmony between body, mind, and spirit. Consider a simple daily example. Imagine two people starting their morning. One wakes up and immediately begins scrolling on their phone, lying in bed for 30 minutes before finally dragging themselves up. They feel sluggish, their mind is foggy, and their mood is low. The other person wakes up, drinks a glass of water, stretches their body, maybe goes for a short walk or does some yoga. They return with fresh energy, their face glowing, and their mind alert. Both had the same 24 hours, but their experience of the day is completely different because one chose to move the body and the other did not. Movement is not limited to heavy exercise. It can be anything that makes your body alive. Yoga, stretching, walking, dancing, skipping, or even mindful breathing exercises. The point is not the form, but the intention to awaken the body and energize the soul. Even 10 minutes of movement can transform the quality of your entire day. Let me give you a relatable example. Think about a car that has been parked for weeks. When you start it, the engine makes strange noises, it struggles to run, and it needs time to warm up. But a car that is used daily runs smoothly. Our body is the same. If we let it remain still, it stiffens, weakens, and resists activity. But if we move it daily, even for a few minutes, it stays flexible, strong, and ready for life's journeys. Moving the body in the morning also has a profound effect on your mood. Science tells us that physical activity releases endorphins, the feel-good hormones. But beyond science, there is something spiritual about movement. When you stretch your arms toward the sky, it feels like you are opening yourself to God's blessings. When you breathe deeply, it feels like you are inhaling divine energy and exhaling negativity. When you walk in nature, it feels like you are aligning your steps with the rhythm of creation itself. Movement becomes more than exercise. It becomes a prayer in motion. Now, think of how often we complain about lacking energy during the day. We say, I feel tired, I feel drained, I can't focus. But the truth is, energy is not something we wait for. It is something we generate. And the easiest way to generate energy is to move the body. That's why starting your morning with activity is like giving yourself a natural fuel boost. Instead of relying only on coffee or sugar, you are tapping into the limitless energy already built into your body. Another example from daily life, have you ever noticed how children play? They run, they jump, they climb, they move constantly. And what do we say? Children have so much energy, but the truth is they have energy because they move. As we grow older, we stop moving, we sit for long hours, and then we complain about fatigue. But if we return to the simple habit of morning movement, we will rediscover that childlike energy within us. Movement also clears mental and emotional blocks. Suppose you wake up feeling anxious, worried about something in your life. If you sit still with those thoughts, they grow heavier. But if you step outside, breathe fresh air, and let your body move, you will notice your worries becoming lighter. It's almost as if the body helps release the mind's burdens. Many great thinkers say they get their best ideas while walking, not while sitting still. Why? Because movement frees the mind, and a free mind is a creative mind. So tomorrow, instead of jumping straight into work, emails, or stress, give yourself the gift of movement. Even if it's just 5 minutes of stretching, do it with awareness. As you move, remind yourself, I am waking up not just my body, but my mind and soul. Let every stretch be a reminder that life is flowing through you, that God has given you strength, and that today you will use this strength wisely. Moving your body in the morning is not about perfection. It is about preparation. It prepares you for the challenges ahead. It prepares you to think clearly. It prepares you to feel alive. And when you do this daily, you will notice a transformation, not only in your health, but in your mood, your focus, and your ability to live with joy. Your body is a temple, and every morning movement is a way of honoring that temple. Treat it well, and it will serve you for years. Neglect it, and even the smallest tasks become difficult. So choose wisely. Move your body, and in doing so, you energize your soul.